good. Right. So today's a pretty special stream for me. It's the first stream of mine on the VS Code team, which is very exciting. I'm so excited to be working on this team. Like, yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far, and I've only been like really working on the team for like 3 weeks maybe, because like the holidays came around, right? So it's been about 3 weeks. Excuse me. What have I done? I've done a few things since joining the team, which is exciting. Let's see. Actually, there should be a new insiders build that snapped today. Let's just look at that for a quick sec. Will there be any updates? I think there is. Yeah. Okay. I'll let that go ahead and do its thing. But I was just going to quickly show you the things that I had fixed since joining the team. Which, you know, if this download... Okay, it's almost done. It's almost done. All right, here we go. And then we'll get started in the actual content of the stream. I figured I'd give folks a chance to kind of join in. Man, I wish the little chat window told me how many people are watching, but I'm just gonna assume that like thousands of people are watching me, because that's definitely how many viewers watch my stream. Definitely not like 3, but it's fine. Anyway, so let me like open a new window here actually, and I'll show you the first thing that I did. So the first thing that I had changed is if I go into my settings here and I get rid of, I've got so many settings, oh my gosh. Let me get rid of this one right here. There we go. So this setting, it like sets what you want the shell below, or sorry, what you want the terminal below to use as the shell. And I've got it set to the daily build of PowerShell. But if I don't have that set and I reload, then I open up the terminal and we see that PowerShell 7 comes first. So that was one of the things that I added, where now PowerShell 7, the latest version of PowerShell, will be discovered by VS Code automatically. You don't get, like, the default was Windows PowerShell for a very long time. And so now if you don't have that setting set, it will pick PowerShell 7, which is cool. Also, if you do select default shell here, you get all of your PowerShells now. So I've got both store versions of PowerShell installed, and of course Windows PowerShell. It doesn't discover the daily, which I thought about doing, but there's not going to be very many people using the daily. So yeah, that's something that I fixed, or added, I should say. So that's exciting. And there's a few other ones that I don't need to get into, but a couple other issues, one related to snippets, so that things like the PS custom object snippet actually works, and other things like that. So, VS Code extension stuff. Let's get started here. So, you know, you can search for VS Code docs in your favorite search engine, and it brings you to the docs here for VS Code, like getting started using VS Code as a user. But if you go to here, API, this is the documentation on everything that you can do as an extension author. And there's like tons of information here. And like if you go into references here and you go to VS Code API, you can see that this page is just massive, right? There's so much stuff here. But naturally, there's a nice little getting started here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through this. So let me go ahead and open up Windows Terminal here. And I will, I think, did I do, let's see, did I? Right, there we go. We'll just do this. And we don't need this one. This was a failed experiment of mine. Goodbye. All right, so hang on. I heard a ding. I have to check it out. What was it? Matthew, thank you so much. Resubscribe for Prime for 5 months. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you might know by now, since you've subscribed for 5 months in a row, but any money that I get from subscriptions goes to charity. And this charity right now is Black Girls Code. So thank you so much for that. And once Twitch pays me, I will pay them. So, right, so your first extension here. So what you want to do is you got to get all of these things, Node.js, Git, and you know, these are probably you've heard of before. Yeoman is, it's basically a scaffolding tool for like Node projects. Or JavaScript projects, I should say, generally speaking. Yeah, for web apps, right? But, you know, you can install it this way once you install Node. So you like install Node, and then that will give you a command called npm. And then you install Yeoman, which is just excuse me, goodness. And so then, after that, you have to install, going back to the first extension, then you install the the generator for code. And what this is like, basically you're installing Yeoman, and then you're installing the specific template for VS Code extensions. Okay, and so then all you have to do once you install both of those is you just type yo code. And what this is going to do is, there we go, there's the little Yeoman guy. We get to say what kind of extension we want to make. And you see there's like a few different options here, which is pretty cool. There's a new extension in TypeScript, new extension in JavaScript if you don't want to deal with TypeScript. Color themes, language support. So that'll probably be something along the lines of catering towards making new language servers. Code snippets, key maps, extension packs, language packs for localization. So, wow. A lot of options here, but we're just going to do the TypeScript one. Because we're just going to use a normal extension that we're just going to like mess with the VS Code API. None of the other ones really apply to what we're doing today. So I'm going to call this, so the API that we're going to be looking at today is called Terminal Link Provider. So I'm going to call this extension VS Code Link Provider Test. Like that. And it says, what's the ID of your extension? That's fine. I'm not going to give it a description right now. Yes, we want it to be a Git repository. Bundle the source code with Webpack. Let's just do no for that. And I'm going to use Yarn. It doesn't matter which package manager you use, but I've noticed that folks on the VS Code team really like Yarn, so I'm just going to roll in with that. If you don't have yarn installed, you do have to install it if you choose this option. And I believe it's as simple as like installing it via Chocolatey or Brew or something like that. Just search for like yarn and you'll find it. So off it goes, installing all the dependencies that are needed. Cool. And that's that. So now if we open this VS Code link provider test, we have our code here. And let me just go ahead and pull up the chat. Okay, we're good. And it just scaffolded like all of this stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff here, right? Let me go ahead and close that. Get rid of Slack there. Right, there's just like a bunch of stuff here. And the good stuff, that's under source. And if we go to extension, we can see here the activate function, which is what gets run when your function is activated. Pretty simple, yeah. Let's see, the most important parts of a VS Code extension are this activate is your jumping off point. This is what gets run when your extension like starts up for the first time. But you might be wondering, well, how does an extension start up? How does it know when to start up? Because it doesn't just start up when you open VS Code. Some do, but not all of them. And how it activates is controlled by what's declared in this package.json. The package.json has a bunch of metadata on your VS Code extension. But the most important bit for activation is called activation events. And basically this is saying here, when we run the command VS Code links provider test .hello world, then activate this extension. So if we scroll down a little bit, we see there is a command declared here under this like contributes commands, and then there's this command called VS Code link provider test.hello world. That's the ID of the command, and then the title of like what it's going to look like in the command palette. It's just going to say hello world. So you're probably like, all right, but like, what does any of this look like? Well, let's just build it really quick and we'll see. So naturally, a VS Code extension comes with great tasks and launch configurations in a .VS Code folder for you out of the box. So what you might have seen me do there is I ran Control-Shift-B, and that is, where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. Yeah, Control-Shift-B is run build task. And if you see down here, I now have this like this task running. And if I click on that, I see that there's this watch task going on. So this is since I have an extension written in TypeScript, this is watching all the TypeScript files for any changes, and then it transpiles them into JavaScript, which is how like TypeScript can't be run. It just gets turned into JavaScript, and then the JavaScript is what gets run, in case you didn't know that. So that's building, and then all we have to do is run our extension, just like that. And then boom, it pops up. And we have our extension. That's it. It's done. Isn't it great? But it's not activated yet, right? It's not activated. So to prove to you that it's not activated, I can go over here to our extension's code, go into the extension.ts, and I'm gonna place a breakpoint here. And you notice it says it's unbound, and that's because the extension is not activated yet. So that code just seemingly doesn't exist in VS Code. However, if I let me open up the command palette, and I believe the title was hello world, right? Hello world. Then I hit enter, and then we hit that breakpoint because now the extension is lit up. It's been added to VS Code, and it's in the process of activating. So now we can hit play here. That will like finish the activation. And if we go back over here, we can see that hello world from VS Code Link Provider test was in fact run. And I can run it again and again and again and again and again and again. Oh, there you go. That is our first extension. I guess this is a great opportunity to go through the API calls that are used in this particular Hello World extension. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot going on here, is there? But you can see at the top here, we're importing star as VS Code. So that's importing the VS Code API. And then we have a few references to that. So you can see the activate takes in this context, which is a VS Code.extension context. And if we look at that, we can see all of the things. I just hit F12 on that. We can see, where did it go? Yeah, all the stuff that we get with that context. So some mementos, which are like state things. Extension URI, which is the URI of the directory containing the extension code, the path to the extension, environment variables, and then storage API, a whole bunch of stuff here, right? It's quite a lot. Path to a log file that says use log URI instead. Yeah, the URI of a directory in which the extension can create log files. Huh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that. Anyway, so that's the extension context. And then we go down here and we see VS Code.commands. Now commands are usually what's, this is the stuff that shows up here in the command palette, usually. And we're registering this command, VS Code Link Provider Test.hello world. And then when that command gets run, then it runs this function. And you can see we're just displaying a message box, VS Code.window.show information message. And that's what we saw when we ran that. So pretty simple stuff here. I don't think it's too crazy. No? Maybe. And then there's some other stuff like it's important to note that registering a command returns what's called a disposable, which is something that should be cleaned up when the program is exiting. So you can just do this context.subscriptions.push. You push that disposable onto there, and then VS Code will handle cleaning things up properly. You don't have to worry about it too much. But that's it. And then you can see they have a stub here for deactivate when your extension is deactivated. So that's that. What else? Package.json is really the only important file. There are some tests in here, which are kind of nice. You can see there's like extension tests that can use the VS Code API. Those are pretty cool, but we'll cover those later. That's a little bit more advanced. All right, so let's go to our regularly scheduled topic for today. So this is how you get started with an extension, right? So now what I want to shift focus on is going back to my browser here and focusing on a specific API that I want to use. So let me go over here, and it's called Terminal Link Provider. Here, register Terminal Link Provider. So let me click on this, and it'll say, excuse me, A terminal link provider is a provider that enables detection and handling of links within the terminal. Kind of self-explanatory here. But it doesn't really say what that means. But I can tell you what that means. And what that means is that what this will do is inside of your terminal, when there's a piece of text that matches your terminal link provider, then actions can be taken. You can like control click on it and then run some code in your extension, right? So still, it's hard for me to explain this just by talking about it. So the best thing to do when you're like, okay, I want to mess with this API, is you go over here to Microsoft VS Code extension samples. Here, VS Code extension samples, and look at all these samples. Just so many examples, extension examples, extension samples, examples. Weird. Anyway, so weird. Hey Core Bob, welcome to the stream. So sorry, I just like, is that where example came from? It's anyway. Right, so there's just like tons of folders here, right? And they're all samples for doing miscellaneous things with the API. So let's go to terminal sample here. And we'll go into, and you can see there's like, you know, package.json here. We got source, and we got an extension.ts, just like in what was created by YoCode. Daniel here, you can see the last commit was add example for terminal link provider. And, you know, obviously this is a little bit more complicated than, say, the hello world that you got, but we can ignore a lot of this stuff because it's not what we care about, and just focus on the link provider, which is here, the last one. So I'm actually just gonna take this. I mean, honestly, usually it's a great idea to clone this extension samples, go into the sample that you're curious about, and then from there you can build it, you can launch it. That all works just fine. But since we really only want this piece of code from this otherwise quite large sample, I'm just gonna take this. I'm stealing it. Don't tell anybody, okay? Don't tell anybody. All right, and then we'll paste it right in here. And we don't need the silly comment there. So let's look at what this is doing. All right. So we see here's vscode.commands.register command. So it's registering a new command, and that command is register terminal link provider. So whenever this command gets run, this code will get run. Important thing to know is that since I'm going to add this other command, I need to make sure it's captured in the package.json. It's very, 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 very important. So let me go on over to package.json and see what contribution he added here. And I think we'll be able to just see at the very bottom. Yeah, it's nothing too scary. It's just our command ID and then the title. So let's just go on over here and add that. No problem. Cool. So that will work. And so then this is some, I think he maybe made this sample before the API moved into stable, which is why that code was there, but we don't need it anymore. So then we have vscode.window.register terminal link provider. At least I don't think we need it. Is it proposed? It seems to be there. All right. So now we're gonna do register terminal link provider here. And skimming through the code, it basically says, hey, my context here, if the string contains index of link, then this is what I want it to be. And we'll see what that looks like in just a second. And then there's this function here, handle terminal link, which is what gets run when you actually click on the link in your terminal. I know it's a little confusing, but once you see what this can do, then it'll start to make sense. So let's go ahead and activate our extension. You know, triggered that breakpoint. I'm gonna get rid of that breakpoint at this point. And then we got register and here we go. Terminal API register link provider. Okay. So now that ran some stuff. That ran, if we go back at the code, that ran this. So now, in theory, there is a terminal link provider. And all we have to do is write link in our terminal, and we'll see what I'm talking about. Link. And now, if I hover over link, you can see it says show a notification. Control click, and there we go. So there's our terminal link provider. Now you actually have been using this feature all along, and maybe you didn't realize it, but there are some default terminal link providers that ship with VS Code. The first is a normal hyperlink. So naturally you see here, there's a link here, and I could do control click to open that in my browser. Additionally, you see that there is this file here. So if I actually do, let's do this, GCI, and I click on one of these file names, it's actually gonna open that file because it knows that what I'm clicking on is a file in my workspace. So if you didn't know that, it's a feature that exists. It's pretty nice. I really like it. But yeah, so we did the link thing. So that's good. So now let's trick this out, shall we? I actually found out a really great one that happened recently with the GitHub pull request extension. So let me show you here. This one's really nice. I'm a big fan of it. Let's see. Exemplary extension examples. That's right. Extra exemplary extension examples. Yes. Yes, the quadruple E. This one's really cool. I'm a big fan of this one, so watch this. Let's VS Code link provider test. Actually, let's do this a little bit later because I wanna make some progress here. But I'll show you a really cool use case of terminal link providers that came that was added to the GitHub PR extension like 3 days ago or something like that. So it's very fresh, very fresh. I heard a ding. What was it? Was it a follow? Thank you so much for following. Grazor 59. Grazor 59. Maybe I got that right. Anyway, so I had an idea here, and this might be a little crazy, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. One of the things I was thinking of is, you know, you're using a terminal here. And you type out some kind of command that you're trying to run, whether it's, you know, get process in PowerShell or like, I don't know, tar, which, I mean, tar ships everywhere nowadays, but it'd be really cool if I would be able to like just kind of hover over this and then control click on it to open help documentation on this particular command. So for the tar case, that would be like, I don't think, is there a man? I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, because man just runs get help. Well, on non-Windows, that would be running man on tar. But for PowerShell, that would be running get help on get process, for example. So that's what I want to try to do, or at least go to the online help. So let's start with the online help because that's easy. So PowerShell makes this easy because it's got the dash in there, and we can just build a regex that finds commands. That's pretty straightforward, I think. So let's go ahead and build our regex. Activate, deactivate. In fact, there's probably, if we go over here, editor syntax. This is the TextMate grammar. I think if I look for verb, yes, verb noun pattern. I think this should work. How about this regex? What do you think about that, huh? I think it should be the same regex. Let's find out, shall we? Const verb noun regex equals that, voila, semicolon. I mean, it looks good, doesn't it? Naturally, this is a regex, and then what we do here is test. Not test. We want the exact results. Let's see. Test exec. What does exec give us? Regular expression exec array. And that just compiles a regex. Okay. And the string is context.line. I think that this is, yeah, terminal link context. VS Code.terminal link context. And then we don't need this bit, this as string. We just go like that. Okay, so I want to just kind of throw a breakpoint here, and we'll restart our extension. Yeah, Windows has tar as of, I think, Windows 10, like, what was it, like, it's been in there for quite a bit. Build it from scratch or rigged. Does that regularly recognize? Yes, it does. It does only recognize approved verbs. Which versions of approved verbs, though? I mean, like, there haven't really been a whole lot of verbs that have been added. In fact, for PowerShell 6, they only added 2. And I don't think any more verbs have been added since then. Anyway, I digress. I placed a breakpoint. Or I need to do the hello world first. All right. Ooh. That's not a good sign. My extension's broken. Why broken? All right. So another thing that you can do is just put in a star here to like make sure it always starts up. We don't need this hello world anymore. I don't need this congratulations for having an extension. Frankly, I don't even need this command to register the Terminal Link Provider. I just want it to do its thing, frankly. Yeah. That's weird. Should be watching my changes. Here, let's do this. It's weird that the breakpoints weren't working right. Uh-oh. That's not good. It's frozen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Welp. I guess we're killing VS Code. That is just tragic. Jeez. Come on. There we go. Take 2. All right, we're building. And we're running. Now this will always get activated because I added that little star. Okay, well. Invalid regular expression. Okay, fine. What's invalid about it? No, you're invalid. It looks fine. Maybe I should just do it myself. Also, I noticed that this includes like all commands because I saw at the very bottom there at the very end exe, cmd, bat, ps1. So yeah, verb, noun, regex is gonna be you know what we gotta do. Did you think this was going to be a regex stream? All right. What is going on here? It feels like it... Okay, there it is. All right. It's very dull, isn't it? All right, so that we can probably just steal right from this. All right, so we got that. That's easy. Easy enough. It even has build and deploy, the new verbs. So then we want to do... Let's go ahead and put this in a group, I guess. So we do that. And then we do this. And then it's like... maybe like... sorry, S star? No, sorry, that's white space. I mean, character. These are pretty good. But it also could have... I mean, there are no commands that I know of that have a digit in them. But I guess we could do this. Could also just do a word, right? Oh. I could have sworn /w was word. Maybe I'm going crazy. Alright, well that will work. And then, I think that's good. I think that's it. I mean, what, 0 through 9? So that we can get, you know, show F1. Why would anybody do that? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Getting that. Yeah, thank you. That's a good test, actually. Thank you. This should be covered. Yep, cool. All right. Yeah, that's good enough for now. All right. I think this is going to be better. Is that breakpoint still there? Oh, no, it's not. Enter. There it goes. All right, so let's see here. Let's exec this with, you know, things like that. Yay. 0 is what we want. Let's see. Ooh. You know, I think it's like name, code. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. exec result. Does it say where? It doesn't say where, does it? Is this a string? It is a string. Okay. Oh. Index 4. Aha. Okay. 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 All right. Yes. Length 2? Oh, because it's an array. Yeah. Okay. Start index. Okay, and then the length. Okay. All right. Nice. Exec result. Our start index is going to be so basically, let's do if not exec result. We return that. And then exec result. Excuse me. Where's my IntelliSense? Why did it go away? Where did it go? Why are you mad? Start index. Oh, sorry. That's why. Okay, exec result. We want the index. And then we want exec result of 0 dot length, and then we'll say get online help for this. Link.data. This should just be this, yeah. I want this to be that. Yeah, that seems good, because that'll be the string, and then we're gonna, yeah, cool. All right, let's see what this looks like. Here, we'll even add one of these. We don't need this comment anymore. Detect if the line has a verb noun. Let's find out, shall we? How we do in chat? Yep, thank you for this. It's very important. Very, very important. All right, get process. There it is, control click. Data, get process. Nice. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love that. All right. Now, we do one of these, right? we go over here and we do get process. Sure, that one's fine too. Hard to tell which module it's going to be in. Because this one is in this one, but there are others. I think we'll have to trigger the, we'll have to run it. I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to depend on PowerShell being on the machine. But I guess there must be, right? There must be. All right, fine. What do we want it to run? We basically want it to run get help, get process dash online. Yeah, that's what we want it to run. Yeah, I didn't want to depend on PowerShell being on the machine, but I suppose like if you're running get process, well, I was thinking that like it would just open directly to the docs page. Like if there was no module specified here, I could just go boom, and then that would just like figure it out, but that's not the case. That's not the end of the world though. Right. I'm gonna execute a task. Let's see. New VS Code.task. Let's see what this wants me to give it. Type. The task definition describing the task provided by usually task provided I recently messed around with tasks. GitHub. This is definitely one of the best things to do in all of this, which is to go back and see examples. This is what we want. Yes. Shell execution. VS Code task. Here, let's do this. We'll put it down here underneath the deactivate. This function for create task. Oh, but it requires that. Does it matter? Get script. This is just going to be get help dash online command. Don't need this. Type. Do we need a type? I don't know. Get help. VS Code, task scope, workspace, sure. As opposed to global. Oh, this task is a global task. Global tasks are currently not supported. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What else is this? Name source. So this is going to be test hyperlink. We'll rename that later. Shell exec, and then we do not need a problem matcher. Because there shouldn't be a problem. Well, there could be a problem, but we'll deal with that later. All right, this is the tricky one. For now, let's just use, since I'm on Windows, let's keep it simple. Create task. We will use that. Link.data. No? Terminal link. Can that really be any? Param. Link to handle. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, that's fine. We can keep that. Create the task. We're gonna use pwsh. Maybe later I can check if pwsh isn't there, then fall back to PowerShell. Fine. Create our task. It looks like this. It's gonna run this. I know we need to factor in the scenario where there is no online help, but we'll see. Let's get somewhere. Right. Yes, it would only work for built-in commands. What I had previously said, which is not good enough. I agree with you. So that works. File not found. Okay. Probably isn't detecting it from the path. So I need like which in Node.js. Oh, okay. Oops. We could bring this in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is this? Oh, okay, because of WSL. Oh my gosh. This is terrifying. Whatever. Fine. So I'm gonna install this this witch because I'm lazy and I don't want to write it myself. And it's by npm, so I do kind of trust it. Node which, maybe? npm js. Like, yeah, this one. Exact match. Right, so we can do yarn install which dash save. Oh, sorry, I'm so used to npm. Which dependencies, which, okay, so then let's go ahead and do which probably need the types as well. Fine. Types slash which. Nice. think this can be asynchronous. Passion exceed path. Voila. Let's hope this works. All right, so I had to stop it. So let me rebuild. Looks like it's still working. All right, so let's run it. What do we have? Why would you want the OS to be consistent? Hello, Adilio. How you doing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's not working. What is it? Oh. 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 Oh, come on. Don't be like that. What in the world? I just want to run this. Cannot find module which. Oh, you. Can I do this? Well, fine. What does the docs say? Let's look at the docs on this library. Throws if not found. That's the problem. This is string or undefined. Yeah. has to be case insensitive. We gotta fix that. No. Okay, do we have this now? Okay. What? This is just dumb. Huh. Okay, so I noticed that this has which dot sync this, and if I do this, can I do this? I don't know. Maybe this doesn't work on Windows. I mean, it said it would. That works. That works. That does not work. You know, wait, that worked. Oh, okay, fine. That worked, but that works too. I could have sworn it didn't work before. Oh, that's why, okay. Anyway, fine. And there it goes. Okay. Was a CLI example using which in the docs you brought up. Okay, yeah. So weird. Anyway, I have a sneaking suspicion I know exactly what this is. So if I bring up this and I do where.exe pwsh, I get the daily. That's because this is running the daily. But if I do, let's go to command prompt and run where.exe pwsh, we get this one. And this is, because it's installed via the store, this is a weird symbolic link. Like if I do get if I do get item here and I go like this, you can see that it is indeed a symbolic link. But if I do like format table star or format list star, you see it's an app XCC link. And Node has a hard time with these. I opened an issue about this. So basically, I need a where.exe wrapper in order for this to work correctly. But I don't want to do it myself. I'm lazy. Okay. I'm gonna come back to that one because 9 times out of 10, Windows PowerShell will update the write help for inbox modules. But that's something I'll fix later, just because I'm running out of time here. All right, so we get our path here. And let me go ahead and add another try. Catch. Maybe do console.error. Couldn't find PowerShell. Make sure it's installed. In fact, let's use the VS Code API to do vscode.window.create show error message. And this we need to return so it doesn't continue. Right? All right, let's fix this regex. Just need to add I to make it case insensitive. Believe it's just a matter of doing that. Hello, Mr. Joe B. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm working on an extension right now for VS Code as like an example of how to use what's called Terminal Link Provider API. So I think our like MVP is working. So we're like, you know, get this. Cool. So that works. Click that. And voila, we have docs. Not bad. This, we need to hide this. It's hideable. This much I know. These are the options. Task, type, workspace, name, source, shell execution. Oh, it's this weird syntax, isn't it? No. Is it? Is it this? Where you go task, task dot is background true. Return task. There we go. I feel like there's more I can add to this. Execution, shell execution, process execution, custom execution. Source, name, scope, definition. No, I think that's it. Well, in any case, let's give this a go, shall we? So we're like, all right, I'm gonna run get item on this thing. But you know what? What does it do? Let me click here. Well, that didn't work. It did open this, but it didn't run in the background. Whether the task is a background task or not. Oh. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Not this. This. What does this say? Defaults to an empty literal. Controls whether the task output is reveal in the user interface. Defaults to always. Yes, that's what we want. Focus? No. Echo? Fine. Clear? Cleared before executing the task? Nah. Focus? True. No, false. And reveal. What are my options here? VS Code task reveal kind. VS Code dot task. Oh my god. Task reveal kind dot never. Oh. I like that. Right, so we're like get process, control click, and then there it is. I don't know why the browser is opening in the background behind VS Code now. But I feel like that could just be a bug, maybe. Unless it's this. No, there's no way. Would that really impact it? No. I don't know. I think something happened. I don't know what it is, but I still think that's not terrible. Have a good night. See you later. Gosh, it's such a beautiful day out today. I should go outside. That's a great idea. Okay, honestly, you know what? I'm happy with this. I think this is a fantastic little sample of using the API. I do want to check what happens if we just do something like this, because this technically completes, and then we don't see anything. Oh, Let's see. Okay. That's not, it's not terrible. It's not the end. It's not the worst thing. Perhaps we do this instead. Then we can say never. Then we can do task equals await execute task dot terminate. No, we don't want to terminate the task. Yeah, I don't know. I think the tasks are kind of very like fire and forget, I'm afraid. Let's see if there's something I can do with like vscode.tasks. Okay, fetch tasks, execute task provider. Fires when a task ends. Task executions. Oh, listener. I think we can do this. Execution dot task. Is there some kind of ID? Can I do this? I should change this to exec. Okay, so this is the same task. Returns a disposable which unsubscribes the event listener. Okay. Listener equals this. This is some wizardry right here. We're gonna get rid of the task, or get rid of the listener. And now that we have our task, we're gonna see if the execution, I mean, it finished. Terminate I was really expecting to see a little bit more task end event. Execution, task. Group, execution. Is this the task execution engine? Details, presentation options, source. This is all looking a little too dicey. On did end task process. A function that represents an event to which you subscribe by calling up to list. Okay, let's see, what is this? Task process. What? Ah, exit code. If exit code is not equal to 0, then can I do like task dot, can I focus it? I want to focus a task. Tasks. Fetches all tasks. Task execution. I'm not liking this. I think the just showing it if it fails is better. Because I get the exit code. What happened to the music? Did we go through the whole playlist? Exit code. Terminate the task. Yeah, there's no like output. There's nothing. There's nothing here. All right. I don't like this. Yeah. I think we're just gonna go with this being silent. I would like to show a little thing that's like, oh, we couldn't find that help thingy. But it looks like we're gonna have to forego that for now. But in any case, is this task execution? Is this disposable? Let's see. It's not disposable. Nor is that. Okay. Dang, I really thought I had something nice here. Shame. Oh well. We don't really need to weight this because we're not going to do anything with the result. I think we're good. I have such a terrible habit of using these when I should use these. Can't do it there though. All right. This is a little annoying, but that's fine. All right. The last thing I'm gonna do in order to like actually ship this is I'm gonna do. The name will be called PowerShell. PowerShell help, Help me come up with a good name. Meanwhile, I'm just going to look over here at the activation events, and I'm going to do on view no workspace contains on startup finished. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Custom editor, web view panel on URI, on view, on file system, workspace contains, on language. Really, I want like when I have a terminal open. Which is why I was thinking maybe like this. Extensions or source control are example of built-in views. Oh, by the sidebar. Okay. All right, well, we'll just do this for now. On startup finished. Terminal. Terminal command help. How about that? Terminal command help. Then it'll be like, because eventually I can add support for like executables and use man. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but it's going to be so hard. But let's say I eventually did something like that. I heard a bling. Thank you so much for following Icaro Salgado. How was that? Icaro Salgado? Help me with the pronunciation, please. Let's see. Valid values are programming languages, notebooks, machine learning, linters, language path, key maps, formatter, snippets, themes, testing, visualization, other languages. I mean, I guess other is correct, unfortunately. It's a little lame. So we're gonna call it terminal command help. Get help. Terminal command docs. Maybe something like that. Terminal command docs. Terminal command documentation. Get documentation on commands you run. You in your get documentation a click away. Yeah, documentation a click away from your commands in your terminal. Now, description, get docs help on commands in your terminal by control clicking them. How about by clicking them? Get doc/help on commands in your terminal by clicking on them. Docs/help on commands in your terminal are just a click away. No, that's too vague. Yeah. Naming is so hard. We don't need these commands anymore. Hey, I said save dev. What the heck? Fine. Looks good. What do you think? VS Code terminal command docs, and we call it terminal command documentation. Because I can't think of anything creative. Supports PowerShell verb noun commands. I'm just gonna let me just publish this. That way you all can try it and break it, most likely. Oh, goodness. Marketplace, visualstudio.com. New extension, Visual Studio Code. All right. And then we go here and we do let's change the name of this. Is there an alias for that? Remove. I'm sure there is. Move item. Let's shut this all down. Will now be called VS Code Terminal Command Docs. Right? Watch this just like totally break. All right. Then we can do yarn rebuild. Is that one? No? What is it? Yarn pre-publish. Yarn run compile. Then there's no publish. That's silly. So there's a tool, npm install -g vsce, and this is like the tool for, so if I do this, let's get the help for that. We'll do, I just want to package it, and I'm going to just upload the v6. Missing publisher name. Okay. Publisher. No license field. License. Instead, use SPDX. License. MIT. And then edit the README before you publish your extension. Fine. Yeah, because it's all, yeah, it's pretty bad actually. That's fine. Terminal command documentation. It's pretty picky, isn't it? Come on, we're so close. Sure, it doesn't matter. What is the, oh my gosh, it's print screen. Windows Alt print screen, right? Okay. Did that not work? What? Windows Alt print screen. There we go. Except we need this to be way bigger. control equals. Nice. Looks great. And then we're just gonna, I'm so lazy when it comes to this. Oh, geez. Control minus? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Show terminal tooltip. Let's see. Types of commands supported. PowerShell commands that have online help. Coming soon. Soon. Linux native utils that have man pages. Yeah, I think that's fine. Absolutely zero settings. Stuff just works. There are, yeah, known issues. This extension can't use the PowerShell install via the store. Release notes. That one. Change log. This is actually what we want to do. Boop. Like that. Working with Markdown. That's not something we need. Okay. Fine. Are you happy now? Yes. Wait. No. Fine. But at least I have a like repository name in mind. Terminal command doc locator. Yeah. Choppy audio for everyone or just me? Oh, geez, really? Maybe I'm not talking loud enough? Sorry to hear that. Let me know if it's still me. I can try to do something to fix it. Terminal command docs, right? That's what we settled on. And then naturally we'll add our little slogan here. Public don't need any of that stuff. We've got it all. Okay, let's do this. Repository URL this. There you go. I hope you're happy now. Remote add origin that. All right. What else? This all looks fine. This all looks fine. We can get rid of this. Change of code ignore. Git ignore. ESLint RC. Source. This. Oh, rest looks good. Sure. Whoops. This is what we want. Are we done here? Hey, there it is. Reveal in File Explorer. And I'm just gonna say, like, let's just go for it. I'd be shocked if it works on the first try, but here we go. Taxis. Is this a taxi? It's hard to tell. Is that a taxi? So weird. All right, we've published our first extension. Sounds like a fixed interval noise, definitely not volume related. Encoding issue certainly sounds plausible. I should have said something earlier, but I was also seeing the stream resolution go south. I mean, it's very possibly my problem. Let me make sure, like, I'm pretty sure I don't have any filters. No, I don't have any filters for my mic, nor do I have any sort of gates, or like, it's just stock. I did, however, plug in my headphones into my mic for the first time ever. So it could be that, but I'll investigate that later, especially since we're like basically done here. So I guess just bear with me for this little bit left here. I'm gonna install my extension manually to make sure it works. Oh, what? What is this? Apparently some other interesting. Maybe I need to reload my extension. Synced. Let's see. Let's try reloading. It's not a good sign. It's not working. Dev tools. When in doubt. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. But there it goes. Cool. All right, so we're done, and hopefully, gosh, hopefully. Okay, it says it's public, so let's go ahead and uninstall this one that I installed. Uninstall, reload. I never added a picture. What a shame. Terminal command documentation. There. Get online help for get item. Click. And there it goes. Not bad, not bad. All right, I think that's enough. 2 hours, we made this. That's not terrible. I'm pretty happy with us. We got pretty far. Yeah. Interesting, while Tyler's stream video has dropped to low resolution, the sticker Twitch ends with a new song is crystal clear. Huh. I don't know why. Anyway, so I think this is all I'm going to do today because I'm going to have lunch now. I probably should have been done like at least 15 minutes ago. But thank you all so much for coming. I hope this was interesting. I hope this like maybe gives you some ideas on terminal link providers that you can use. I mean, like, this entire extension is 70 lines of code. That's it. And one long regex. Terrible. But yeah, I wanna improve on this in the future. Support running man for certain commands. That's gonna be a little trickier because naturally there's not this like well-known pattern of verb noun like there is in PowerShell. So that's gonna be kind of hard. But you know, we'll get there. Yeah. Obviously, all of this is open source, as you just saw me do. If I refresh this, did I not push? I don't think I pushed. Okay, now it should be there. There, okay, there's everything. There's the little screenshot. Yeah, all that stuff. So, that's that. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you all next time. Bye. Let's see, who should we send you off to?